Okay guys, welcome to another Stealth Bomber guide. This one's more updated and a lot better than the first one I made, and I'm hoping to God that it works a lot better for you guys. So, typical bomber, we're going to go over the fitting first. This is a much better bomber. It's it's a Nemesis, which is incredibly hard to fit, which is amazing that I actually got this on here, but it starts off with typical stuff you'd find on a bomber: bomb launcher, 3 torp launchers, and a covert ops cloaking device. The mid slots have an afterburner, a warp disruptor 2, and a medium shield extender and a target painter. Now, the medium shield extender has saved myself quite a few times, and other times it hasn't, but it adds a lot of tank to your ship. Not that you had much to begin with, but it's a good investment, and I hope you take it, wisely. But in order to fit it, you have to fit an auxiliary power or micro auxiliary power core into one of your low slots, and the other low slot has a ballistic control for torpedo engagements. The rigs are a processor overclocker because the Nemesis has no CPU in the world, and another ACR to actually let the whole damn thing work. Um, Other bombers, the 3 mid slot, 3 low slot ones, you could fit a second BCS and then take off either the target painter or the warp disruptor. Medium shield extender, it's up to you, but it really does add quite a lot of tank to a ship that gets shot at quite a lot if you're ever in fleet engagements. And that's the basic fitting, and now we'll undock in a few seconds. Okay, now that we're out in space, we're going to head out to one of the bounce points on the test server. It's good to have lots of points around the area where you want to bomb, or be in a fleet combat area where there's lots of wrecks that you can warp to, and we're going to head off. It's an important thing to cloak up as soon as you enter warp. I didn't do it because I kind of forgot. But cloakies don't uncloak cloakies, so it's easy to sneak fleets up, and I'm going to go over the basics of bombs. Bombs fly 30 kilometers forward, or 3,000 meters a second for 10 seconds. They have a sig radius of 400 meters, which means that unless your target is 400 meters or larger, you will not hit them for full damage with the bomb. That means that battleships and larger will get hit for full, while everything else, unless they're using a micro, will probably sig tank your bomb. And we're going to try and sneak up here. I'm going to put on the tactical overlay, which is really helpful because it allows you, if you hover over to the bomb icon, to see where the thing is going to go off in comparison to your ship in 3-dimensional space, which is incredibly helpful for aligning bombs while you're cloaked. We're going to go try and bomb this Absolution. It's probably going to take the hit and live because it is a command ship, which will be sig tanking, and it has stupid high resistant health, and it is for experience. Gonna warp to one of the points inside the site. It's good to always have lots of bounce points to get around the site. Try not to uncloak. If you are in a fleet, what you do is you have your fleet members X up in the location where you want them to be. You say over voice comms, oh, I want you to be 30 kilometers off this, or warp to me, and if you land, put an X in fleet, and that's how you tell where your bomber gang is. But we're gonna warp to another combat area to try and find something that is not fucking super tanked, and probably will laugh me off. And in here we find a tornado, or a Deimos, an arm, ships, I can't even tell, God knows what. We're gonna sneak in there. I'm gonna warp to one of the wrecks and try and get in there. It's a bit hard to see from a bounce point, and you kind of need to know where everything is in space and some basic map to try and end up within 25 to 40 kilometers of your target so you can bomb them. I'm going to fail the first time, and I'm just going to be watching this combat. Yeah, all the things in space, you try not to decloak the fleet. I fucked up the first one, and I land 90 away from them, and instead of slow boating, I'm going to select another wreck, go back up to the bounce point, and come back in there. So, a big mistake a lot of new bomber pilots make is they think that their bomber can kill things solo, and it will happen. If you hit micro warp driving frigates, you'll completely demolish them, there's no doubt. But generally everything else will see a bomb, turn off their micro warp drive, and or just sit there and take it and try to kill you in the process. So it's pretty good to try and get out of there as quickly as possible, unless you have a pretty big fleet and it's a single target and you think you can finish them off with torps. So I'm going to warp back in here, and I know the Deimos is going to sig tank, so what I'm going to try and do is, while warping off and after the bomb is fired, I'm going to try and target paint him on the way out and hit him even harder, because it's a trick, you can do it. have everyone in your fleet, if you have one, target paint one person that's in a cruiser or frigate, and you'll inflict a lot more damage to them. As soon as you uncloak, just spam hitting the bomb, and it'll head out there, and I'm already warping off to the station. I lock the Demos, get the target painter on, and manage not to kill him at all. But hey, I killed a bunch of drones. That's the basics of a bombing run. You don't need a target painter whore on the target or attempt to make their sig larger. Really, if it's your first time, you should just try to get the bombing thing done. And always cloak up on your way out or to your bounce point. It'll help you a lot. And here's another bombing run that was a lot more successful, but I recorded it at pretty poor video settings. I sneak in behind them by going through them, and I turn around and notice a tornado, and I line this up because tornadoes are pretty weak in tank compared to most other battle cruisers, and their sig's pretty good. And he's actually being engaged by an Adestria. What my luck. So as I uncloak and engage him, I drop the bomb, I line out to the station while trying to target paint him again, and I get the target painter off right as he enters armor on a shield tanking battleship or battle cruiser. So I get the kill. That's fun. And then I head out to the station. The kill mail, I'm gonna get this open. It explains why he took a lot more damage from me, but I really got lucky on stealing the kill from that other ship. But no, his ship is really not sig tanked with dual LSEs and a full thing of field extenders. But yeah, no, he got murdered by me. So that is a solo kill, I guess, but I kind of got helped by someone else. It happens. But that's a trick with bombers. You need to know when to engage and know when you're just messing around. And I didn't go in there thinking I get a kill, but you know, I do. So yeah, any more questions about bombers, just ask in the comments. I'll try to reply sooner rather than later. So good luck, guys. Try to get into a gang or two or three of you. It'll be a lot easier to get kills.